General Atomics envisions a nuclear reactor about the size of a school bus that operates without the troubled steam generators that plagued San Onofre nuclear power plant and eventually led to its permanent shutdown this year. John Parmentola, Senior Vice President at General Atomics, is here to talk about the company's vision. Welcome to the program.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
How does this smaller, transportable nuclear reactor differ from traditional nuclear reactors?
Well, a traditional nuclear reactor, generally a very large size, both in physical size as well as power output. And we've done that in order to be able to try to lower the price of electricity. But in the process, we've resulted in very capital-intensive reactors because of their size and complexity. The other is that the efficiency with which these current reactors we have convert heat into electricity is very limited. And so General Atomics decided that it was time for us to take a look at both these barriers and see what we can do. So we then decided to shrink the size of the reactors so that it could be truck transportable. You can manufacture it in a manufacturing plant, assemble it, and then put it on a truck and ship it to the site. This has many advantages in terms of being able to control the assembly of it, use replacement parts manufacturing, and efficiency in the way you do it, and also the schedule.
So where is this design in the development process? What's the status of it?
So we're currently doing the basic research and development associated with it. We have a conceptual design for it. We're doing testing at Oak Ridge National Laboratory in Tennessee. And we're currently applying for funding from the federal government to try and win a competition to realize this reactor. And so right now we're trying to convince the Department of Energy that this is a new path for nuclear energy.
And how is that going?
Well, we'll find out sometime this fall. As I said, we submitted a proposal, and we believe it's a well thought out proposal. We have a lot of work that we've already done to substantiate our predictions as to the performance of the reactor and what it can do. And our goal is to drive the price of electricity down while maintaining safety, also producing less waste than conventional reactors do, and also addressing issues associated with proliferation, trying to reduce proliferation risk associated with the reactor.
Aside from the size, though, how does this differ from a traditional reactor?
So it just so happens I brought with me one of the major differences in this reactor. So in a conventional reactor, you have fuel elements, and the cladding that goes around the fuel is metallic. This cladding, which you can grab yourself, is ceramic. This doesn't melt. So the advantage that we have with this reactor is that because of this cladding and also the fuel that we put in it, which is also ceramic, we can go to high temperatures. When you can go to high temperature, you can produce a lot more what we call high quality heat that then can be converted into electricity. And that's where the major impact of this reactor is.
And how do you insulate it to protect from overheating?
We use helium as a coolant, so we don't use water. So this means we can place this reactor in places where you can't put a light water reactor. So we could put this reactor in the desert, for example, and we put it below ground, and we put it in concrete vaults with containment vessels so as to keep the reactor safe and maintain its safety features.
You know, countries like China are deepening their commitment to nuclear energy, while Germany is actually phasing out nuclear energy in the aftermath of Fukushima in Japan. Why push nuclear energy when the question of nuclear waste still hasn't been resolved?
Well, the problem with nuclear waste is the reason why we have so much of it is because the current reactors only extract a very small percentage of the energy out of the material. It's less than 2%. With the reactor that we're proposing, we can extract the full energy out of nuclear material, and the waste stream in our reactor is reduced more than 80%. In regard to the Fukushima situation, the reactor that we've developed doesn't have to be put next to the coastlines, doesn't have to be put next to water.
We'll have to leave it there. We're going to revisit it again. Thank you, John
You're welcome.
Parmentola, for coming on the
Thank
program.
you for having me. Thank you very much.